Welcome to Unity Inspired Living. Our community began in 1989 as a small worldwide Unity book study group, and we've continued the momentum as an ever-evolving spiritual community. Each Sunday, you will find dynamic thought leaders delivering inspiring messages and talented musicians sharing sound healing through their melody. Here, we embrace ancient spiritual traditions, universal truths, and emerging wisdom. Let's check out this Sunday message. We're so grateful you've joined us. Happy Sunday, divine sparks of light. Remember that. You're a spark of light. Think of that for a minute. And then it just sort of like enhances your glow when you just claim that for a moment and go, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm a spark of light. So welcome into our space. My name is Amy Van Ling, and I am in loving leadership here as spiritual director of this high and holy, beautiful community we call Unity Inspired Living. It's a place, a space in consciousness where we invite we invite all people to explore their spiritual path, which I say really is our life path. It's one and the same when you break it down. And we invite you to come into this space and experience high frequency. You might feel your personal vibrational field frequency will begin to resonate, and you can feel that in this space. And we're so grateful because we co-create that together. And we just tune into that field of infinite possibilities, operating from the great truth of our divinity. And that becomes our path, our guiding light. So we invite you to a deepening of the experience you have with Christ consciousness. That's the theme of the week here. We've just experienced Christmas, and that's really what it's all about. That activation of Christ consciousness, or, a remembering, a great remembering. And remember that what we seek is seeking us. So all you have to do is tune in and give yourself the opportunity to experience the power and presence. And then we get to radiate that out into the world and be that spark of divinity. And that's where we can go, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm the light. Because you are. So welcome in, beloved souls. Hi, Karen. Good morning. Hi, Patty. Good morning. Hi, Patricia. She says, good morning. It's raining and sunny at the same time. Probably a rainbow or two somewhere. Yes, indeed. It's raining here in Greenville, South Carolina as well. We're sharing raindrops. I love that. So we are wrapping our theme of the month up today, which has been floating in faith. And I think I'd just like to leave you with one simple reminder about this theme, which is rather than struggling and sinking in those struggles, those challenges, those things that show up in life, we can choose to float in faith. And the part of actually floating in faith that we may sometimes forget is that it just takes us the ability, the awareness to relax, to just relax in order to float. We can't be stiff and rigid. Relaxing requires that we trust and then watch how we're held. And yeah, instead of, fighting, swimming upstream and all of that, it's just relax into that space. And I can tell you, I speak from 100% experience, it works. So yeah, float in faith. So we're not here to play small, that. Fighting the current is just an energy drain. So this is the perfect way to end our month, because the morning message today is buoyancy of unseen reality. And I am really excited about this buoyancy. And it is my great joy, as always, to welcome back our beloved Reverend Verona Garland. She is a peaceful, joyful, loving, radiant presence in our world and to our community in so many ways. We're blessed to have you back, dear ones. So the message today is buoyancy of unseen reality. I can't wait for this one. And there will be a workshop today. And this is kind of in place of our typical burning bowl, but it is our time to say goodbye to 2024 and usher in 2025, the new year. Resolute detachment and ethereal emergence. I'm ready for this one. It feels profound. I feel 2025 is going to be a very profound year for us. So we're going to close out this year. Verona had said in sweet surrender, and we're going to open up to divine direction within. And I love that. So join us for this one. We're grateful. We're grateful to have that opportunity today. You can Zoom in with us for that. That is on our Zoom link, which is on our website, unityinspiredliving.org. And it is also going to be dropped right here in the live stream chat. So you can join in and invite anybody else to join in, because you know our space is always open for everybody. We love that. So thank you, Reverend Verona, for being here, giving us your sacred yes this morning. We're grateful. We also have on the screen with us the magnificent blended light we call KALYANI Marsh, and she is gifting us with her greatness, sharing her tender, joyful, soulful gift of musical creativity with us this morning. And we are so grateful for all the measures it took for you to get here with us this morning. I know you were running around trying to find Wi-Fi. Thank you. Thank you for you and your effort. We're so grateful when you share your time and love with us. We appreciate and love you. And who else is on the screen but our bright, spirited, compassionate, dedicated, beautiful Jan Knight? She's with us this morning, sharing her light to inspire and uplift us. And she is here to share our community announcements, our inspirational reading, and our prayer of plenitude. So thank you, beloved, for saying yes to us and being with us this morning. We welcome all of you in to our space and consciousness this morning. Sacred sanctuary, indeed, it really is. So thank you for co-creating this space with us. We're so delighted. That is really the word, delighted to be here with you. Let me check in with all of you for just a moment here, because I love this part. You know that I do. Jennifer says, happy Sunday blessings to all. So delighted to see and welcome beautiful Reverend Verona Kalyani. Thank you, Amy, Jan, Reverend Verona, and Kalyani for being sparks of light. So grateful for you all. Well, we are so grateful for you, beloved. Thank you for that message of love. We feel it. Dennis is here. He says, howdy, Dennis. Luinda says, good morning, Amy, Verona, Jan, Kalyani, and everyone. Yes. Thank you, precious souls, for being here. We're so grateful to be together with you. We are going to open with our mission statement. So I invite you to activate our mission, enliven our mission statement. However you do that, maybe you place your hand on your heart, maybe you just take a deep breath, maybe you close your eyes, maybe you light a candle. I'm not sure how you do that, but go ahead and move into that space as we acknowledge and enliven our mission here together, which is fostering love and wisdom, inspiring transformation, offering compassionate outreach, and embracing unity. And we are really excited to be on this journey together with you. So we are going to open up with our community song, and our community song is the moment where we get to sing along so we can open our throat chakra and get the energy moving and just bring our vibration really high. So I'm going to hand the screen over to Kalyani now for our community song this morning. Thank you, dear one.
Okay. Thank you so much, Amy. So happy to be here. I'm not sure about my reception here, to tell you the truth. Is okay. This is kind of a sing-along song, but it's a very healing song about, it's called Healing Journey. And the sing-along parts would be, what does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest? And then what does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to grieve? What does it mean to grieve? And how do I hold myself with care? How do I find the silver lining? I'm on a healing journey. What does it mean to love? And then there's a section, what does it mean to be free? But just sing what you can. What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest? For me, what does it mean? What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest? For me, what does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how how do I find the silver lining? I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to love? What does it mean to grieve? What does it mean to grieve? What does it mean to grieve for me? What does it mean? What does it mean to grieve? What does it mean to grieve for me? What does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how do I find the silver lining? I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to love? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust for me? What does it mean? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust for me? What does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how do I find the gentle courage? I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to love? What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to me? To simply be, to simply be, to simply be. What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest for me? What does it mean? What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest for me? What does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how do I find the silver lining? I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to love? What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest for me? What does it mean?
Wow, beautiful song. Is that one of your
Thank
songs?
you. Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. That is such a beautiful song and really very so significant because I think sometimes we get into an idea of how something should be done and we didn't get slow enough to check in with ourselves and say, what does that mean to me? How does it look
Yes.
for me? It doesn't have to look like somebody else, yeah? So
Right.
thank you for that beautiful reminder. That's
Yeah.
a piece of floating in faith. Yeah, just sort of like relaxing into like, what does it mean to me?
Thank you.
Grateful for you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to hand the screen over to Jan. She has a lot for us. Thank you, beloved.
First of all, I want to say that is a beautiful, beautiful meditation. And the questions, I found myself answering those questions right as, just in the spaces between the next question. It's powerful. I was trying to write down the questions at the same time, but it was all
Carol
taken.
got them for us in the
Oh,
feed.
good. Okay, fabulous. Thank you, Carol. Thank you,
Yes,
Kalyani. That was absolutely beautiful. And what a way
indeed.
to start our service this morning. So good morning, everyone. And I just wanted you to notice, if you didn't, that I'm wearing my cardinals today. Cardinals is totem animal, beautiful totem animal, and it represents spiritual and emotional and physical empowerment and growth and enlightenment and adventure and courage and all those things. And so I thought, what more perfect than this for moving into the new year? So anyway, this is my cardinal representation this morning. Be sure to join us after the service for this amazing workshop, which is going to begin at 11:30. Amy already told you about it. So all I will say is that Reverend Verona is going to lead us in an adventure, and the theme is resolute detachment and ethereal emergence. And it's going to be an adventure, and it's going to help us to move into the new year, letting things go and carrying others forward or bringing new things into the future. So into the present. So she wants us to bring 2 small bowls of water with us when we come to the workshop at 11:30. So everybody's welcome, and you'll find it on Zoom, and just go to our website, Unity inspiredliving.org, and you'll find the link for it. So just to say again, thank you to everybody who made our gathering last week, a week ago, Saturday at Kelly's home in Brentwood, a wonderful sing-along. It's just a very, very special time. And we want to thank Kelly for opening up her home to us again. It was just an amazing Christmas holiday celebration. Also, be sure to read your weekly connection coming up this Wednesday when you get it, usually Wednesday early evening in the email. And we're going to be talking about a survey, a very short survey, but a very important survey that will help us to get your ideas and your response to a few questions we have as we move into the new year. So that's really important. If you can't find it, just talk to me and I'll help you get it. We'll also have it on next Sunday at the in-person. So mark your calendars for next Sunday at the in-person at the Antioch Community Center beginning at 10. And there'll also be a workshop then as well. And the workshop, the theme is peace amidst change, starting the new year, peace amidst change. And when you come next Sunday, please bring more socks and more warm clothes and more supplies for those who are without shelter. We're continuing these collections through the month of January. So that's a really important thing for you to remember. Bring your recycles as well when we all get together in person. And we are so very, very grateful for all the donors who have contributed throughout this year to the Mitchell Van Ling Memorial Fund for this entire year. And today's the last day for contributions. And so please take time to go in and make your final contributions if you haven't done so already. And we'll draw this to a close today at the end of the day. All those we are also grateful for all those who have generously offered their homes. Many of you have offered your homes during this every third Saturday of the month. We gather in someone's home. It makes another perfect way for us to connect in person. So we're so grateful for those Saturdays. Also, we're grateful for all of you who have donated to our annual yard sales and to our monthly loaves and fishes campaigns and to our special sales, fundraisers, and to the contributions that we make to Generation Wise, the Interfaith Peace Project, Meals on Wheels, Food Bank of Contra Costa, and Solano counties, and Share Community. And we've done all that in 2024. So we thank you for your participation in that. And as we bring 2024 to a close, we invite you to consider making a special end of the year donation to our spiritual community, your spiritual community. You can easily contribute by going on Zelle or PayPal, or just go to our website and go to contribute, and you'll find out how to do that if you don't know how to do it already. Okay, we are so blessed to have all of your loving support. We want you to know that we are completely funded, and you know that by all your donations. That is our total funding. So let's celebrate our overflowing abundance and our love and gratitude for all. And may your hearts burst with peace and love at this joyous time as we expand into new beginnings. That was a long list of announcements. And now I'll move into the wonderful inspirational reading, which is called Acceptance. And our theme is floating in faith, and this is perfectly aligned with it. And it was yesterday's daily word. I share it with you. I practice acceptance and welcome unexpected blessings. Life's circumstances feel easier to accept when things are going well. But acceptance can be more of a challenge to practice when I'm called to face undesirable or even painful situations. Acceptance is possible no matter how dire the circumstances or how seemingly hopeless the situation. When I surrender my concerns to the divine within, I am living my faith that sometimes the highest and the best outcomes may not be what I envision or hope for. Choosing acceptance means understanding my view is limited and likely does not encompass the full picture or every possible solution. It is trusting divine order and divine timing and believing that worldly control is only an illusion. I practice acceptance and I know peace. And so it is. Thank you.
So it is.
Thank you, beloved. That was beautiful. And thank you for all the announcement. Thank you for everything. Thank you for you. We are grateful. Okay, I'm going to hand the screen back over to Kalyani for another song this morning. Thank you, dear one.
Thank you, Jan, so much. And thank you, Amy. I hope it's okay if I do my Christ consciousness silent night for you. I know it's after Christmas, but I didn't get a chance to share it this time. And I don't know if you can hear the guitar. I don't know how any of this is sounding. So I just hope the energy is good. So this is my silent night version of Silent Night. And I'm happy I get to share it at some point during this time. I don't know which day of Christmas it is. You know, I don't know how that works. Wait, sorry. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all's bright, round yon maiden, mother and child, holy, holy infant, so tender, tender and mild. Heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ is born. Christ is born. Sleep in heaven. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heaven. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Yeshua, 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 a friend and teacher. Yeshua, be still and know me. Seek ye, and you will find. Just ask, and it is given. Receive this, heaven on earth, and sleep in heaven. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Father, mother, child is one. All is taken care of. Trust in me. Silent night, holy night, child of God, you are love's pure light, and radiant beams from thy holy face with the dawn of redeeming grace. Awakening Christ, this is our birth, and all is calm, all is bright. You are a child of God, love's pure light. Christ is born in me. Christ is born in you. Christ is born in me. Christ is born in
Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. Amazing.
Thank
I wrote
you.
it
Thank
down for
you.
my notes that next year we want to have a recording of that at Christmas time. So all of you hear me say that. We might have to remind you again.
I'm gonna record that. I recorded it once, but I'm gonna do it again. So we'll
Well,
have it.
we
Thanks
definitely
for
want it.
motivating me.
It is just amazing, beautiful,
Thank you. Thank you
so
so much.
touching, so tender. We love that version. I'm speaking for
Thank
all
you
of
so
us.
much. Yeah, it's basically it's my melody, but I used some of the words from Silent Night, and it was I mean
Yes.
this is like 10 years old by now, but I just love to bring it out every Christmas time. So I didn't get a
Thank
chance,
you.
so I'm honored to share that in this community.
Well, we are
Thank you
so
so
grateful
much.
to receive. Yes, thank you for
Mm,
bringing it to us this morning.
my
Definitely
pleasure.
grateful.
Thank you.
Okay, I am going to hand the screen back over to Jan. She has our prayer of plenitude for us. Beloved.
Thank you so much. I've never heard that, Kalyani, so we'll be looking forward to it again and receiving it from you. We're joyful. Okay, this is our time to slow down just a bit, take a breath, and I invite you to join me as we do this, as we move into a space of oneness with Spirit. So let's just take a deep breath and release it slowly. Let's quiet our minds and open to the great realization of an abundant universe. We connect with an inner stillness that is grounded in the divine flow of giving and receiving. We practice gratitude for all that life gives us, and we accept that there is more coming our way. We align and we operate from our divine nature to give freely from a compassionate heart to ourselves and to others, assured that we are never void. There is always enough. We set our intention to engage in right action that attracts all opportunities to prosper in every way. We are each a very grateful spirit expanding in this human life, and we are gratefully succeeding in stepping forward into our greater good for us and all humanity. And so it is. Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Jan. We're so grateful for you. All right, I'm going to hand the screen back over to Kalyani. She has another song for us this morning.
Some of you might be interested where I'm at with my tiny house. So I'm going to show you like this part. This is where we're at. You know, the loft is there. You see it? And there's the steps and the counter. And you know, things are in progress here. So I'm getting in here.
We are so excited for you, and I am so impressed by
My
you.
big sliding glass, southern exposure, which is awesome. But you know, there's a lot of stuff to be done, but that's where we're at right now.
Thank you for the
So I am
inspiration.
grateful. I'm so grateful that that I have a home, that I have this opportunity to live in a home that is not a trailer. So, because I didn't think it was possible, but somehow it's just been delivered. So I've just been, I wanted to revive a thank you song that I wrote a long time ago, actually in Arizona, maybe in Sedona or something. But I worked on it this morning and I kind of added some more words, but it's kind of a thank you song, not a really upbeat one, but more one that's like from a sincere place of realizing, oh, that had to happen. Whatever happened for a reason. And so it's coming from that really deep, having been through it. Thank you. You know what I mean? So thank you for the shelter. Thank you from the storm. Thank you for the lessons I am learning. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father Sky. Thank you for the water that is washing me clean. Thank you to my angels. Thank you for my guides. Thank you for the fire illuminating. Thank you. Thank you for showing me the truth that lies within me. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the shelter, shelter from the storm. Thank you for my heart, Oh, thank you for the truth that lies within. I don't know the ending yet.
I absolutely love that. I don't know the ending yet.
I don't know the ending of that song.
But feel it to just like
I-
how profound just that statement is, and that's perfect. Wow, thank your voice is
so
angelic.
much.
Your music is mesmerizing. We are so
Even
thankful.
without a good microphone,
Yes,
really?
I know there was a
Wow.
lot to get here and things didn't exactly work out the way you
Right.
wanted, but it all worked
So
out.
relieved. I'm so
And
relieved.
it was
Thank you
clear
all.
and beautiful, and we're so
I feel
grateful.
your
And
love.
oh,
Feel
I'm
your love.
grateful.
All of you.
Mm, I'm grateful for that.
Thank you. I'm
Thank you
grateful.
both, Jan and Kelly. So much love coming through our chat for both of you this morning. Thank you for activating our space, and bringing your precious souls, your deeply generous, precious, loving souls to us. We are grateful.
Mwah.
Mwah. Blessings. We will see you on
Bye. Bye.
this side of the
Okay.
technology. I love you so much.
Love you guys.
Oh, yay, yay, yay. Okay, so normally I have Reverend Verona's bio right in front of me, and I don't this morning. So I'm going to just defer to Verona to let you know about her when she gets on, if she so chooses. She is such a pillar. She's such a huge part of our family here that I think most of you know her. But so this morning we're just going to say we love you. We know what an amazing soul you are, and all the wonderful, amazing, incredible, poignant, important things you do on this planet. I'm going to pray us in, and then we're going to move into our morning message, which I am tingling for. I feel it coming. So I invite everybody to move into that space, that heart space of gratitude. I am so grateful and thankful that we are here together, co-creating this conscious evolution. Conscious evolution. I'm so grateful. We are so grateful that we stand in this frequency of love, and we get to close this year in love and embrace a new year in love and for love and as love, radiating the light of Christ. We are feeling into that Christos essence today, this week. Our true identity is living in that Christ consciousness. We rest in that truth, that knowing that all of our needs are met. We are divinely supported and connected to God. And there is only that one powerful presence at all times available to us. We claim dominion over our lives and our minds, and we know that everything is working together for our good. We bless this beautiful, precious being in front of us, Reverend Verona Garland, and we cover her in our love and in light, knowing that her message is calling us, inviting us into a deeper space of connection with unseen reality. I release this word into the field of infinite possibilities and love, knowing, claiming, declaring unconditional, deep love for all. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Namaste. Thank you, beloved. Precious, precious Verona.
Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. And I am not going to recite my bio for you. Here's what I'll tell you. If you would like to know anything about me, you can ask me at the workshop. So you can come to our workshop afterwards because you know a lot about me. But if there's something else you think, I'd like to know that about her. Then please come to the workshop. Please join the workshop and we get to laugh and giggle and talk about it. So the theme this month, as you've lived, as you've experienced and co-created, is floating in faith. And what showed up for me is the buoyancy of unseen reality. Now you might be thinking, okay, what does that mean? We're going to get into that. However, before we start, you all know me. I like to start with a little giggle. I'd like to start with a little laugh to remind us that first, there is no duality in spirit. And so, for all of my seriousness, when I am doing what I think is my spiritual practices and my enlightening work, there is also a silly, giggly other side to it. So, let's start with a little joke, a little giggle, I like to call it. So, a pastor was preparing pancakes for breakfast for her young sons, and they began to argue about who would get the first one, who gets the first pancake. And their mother thought, oh, okay, here's an opportunity for a story. So she said, all right, if Jesus were sitting here, and we're in the Christ consciousness mode now, we all are. If Jesus were sitting here, he would say, let my brother have the first pancake. I can wait. So they took a breath, they looked at each other, and the younger boy said to the older boy, today you be Jesus. Oh, yeah, so we get to start with a little giggle. Okay, so we know, yeah. And also, thank you so much, Kailani, for those beautiful songs, because especially your Silent Night, I felt like we were all being bathed once again in the light of the Christ consciousness, and not from the outside, but from the inside. Yeah, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So that goes right on with it. So the buoyancy of unseen reality. So let's do some definitions before we get going in this wonderful playfulness. And also, I think Amy said it earlier, we are all co-creating here. So it is me with the words and the this and the that and the quotes. However, this message is all of ours altogether. So to begin with, though, some definitions. What is buoyancy? So I looked up what is buoyancy. Buoyancy is a lightness and a resiliency. Lightness and a resiliency. So then I thought, okay, so what's resilience? So resiliency is known as the ability to return to the original form. That's resiliency. Now, I was reading Father Richard Rohr recently, and he gave a different definition for resiliency, which I love so much, which it says, resiliency is the secular version of faith. I love that. Yeah, resiliency is the secular version of faith. So that if you find yourself in a place where you may not want to embody or embrace your own faith, you can just say, okay, I'm resilient. However, the secular version and the spiritual version, of course, it all goes together because there's only one of us here. We're all in this together. There's only one brilliant, beaming, radiant light that shines itself through and as each one of us. So there we go for resiliency. Unseen reality. I know this is like, what is this? Well, unseen reality is blessings unfolding. You know how we know that something, I might pray on something, meditate on something, and then my next step is to be in the feeling tone of that quote unquote thing. And being in the feeling tone means I know that the blessing is already unfolding. I may not be able to see it with my human eyes. However, the blessing is already unfolding once I release it and let it go. Once I know that it is unseen reality. And you know, one of my favorite quotes, you hear me say it a lot, which Neville Goddard says is, faith is loyalty to unseen reality. Yeah. So we get to be loyal to the unseen reality of the life of spirit leading itself through and as each one of us. And I know sometimes that's really hard. I mean, we're all in this human experience here together. We're all these wonderful spiritual beings being in the atmospheric cosmos in human bodies. Yeah. And my practitioner used to say to me all the time when I would say, well, I want to think more spiritually. I want to be more spiritual. And then he used to say, well, so why'd you choose a human body? Which we all did. We all chose a human body to be here in our spirituality. So our loyalty to unseen reality comes along with our physicality. And also, some other definitions of faith. I know you've heard about faith all month, but some things showed up for me about faith, which is an inquisitiveness minus fear. Doesn't that feel good? Faith is an inquisitiveness minus fear, because I have faith. Each one of us this morning, when we realized we were awake, we each had faith that our eyelids would work and we could see. I mean, just a basic thing like that. Or you also, maybe if you're like me, you had faith that, yes, I'm getting up, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm crawling back in the warm bed. That's an availability for me. Yeah, so it's that sort of thing about faith, and faith is also opening to new ideas in the mystery of life. Yeah, I have faith that whatever it is I know, I pray about, I contemplate about, I meditate about, I imagine or desire, it's happening in some way. And earlier, I think Amy or maybe Jan said it in her reading, is that what I desire may not at all show up in the way that I think it's going to show up. We all know this, that life can be what we call quote unquote hard, but it's not really hard. It's just any problem is uplifting us to another level. You know, any problem is doing like, I watched a show recently, actually, about locks and canals and things like that. And, you know, you go in there and then the water lifts the boat up to another level. So I like to say that a problem, what I might call a problem, is something that's lifting me up to the next level of my higher self. And our heart, my higher self, your higher self, all higher selves, and it's in us. We came equipped with it. We came equipped with our own unique blueprint, and that blueprint is a blueprint of purity, joy, love, abundance, harmony, balance, courage, faith, ingenuity, so many God qualities already within us, just wanting to come out. You know, just like the light of the Christ consciousness that we've been celebrating, it's in us. It's not on the outside of us. It's a light inside, and it's wanting to come out. And I would like to guess that it doesn't want to come out in just little tiny pinpricks. It wants to really come out. It really wants to just flow through us the way that I might desire that the light flow back into me. So I was being with this, the buoyancy of unseen reality, and last night actually, I watched a very interesting movie, and it was a movie called The 6888. And this is a movie, I watched it on Netflix. If you want to watch it on Netflix, it's called The 6888. And this movie, and I had heard about the movie, I had seen some of the press tour about the movie, so I was aware of the movie, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna sit down and watch The 6888, just be with it. Well, Spirit led me to do that, quite obviously, because this was a movie about uh, absolutely the buoyancy of unseen reality. Absolutely, it was. So this movie, if you don't know about it, the 6888 was a battalion in World War II. It was Women's Army Corps Battalion, WACS, and it was the first African American battalion. They had 855 women in it, and in World War II, there was still segregation. I mean, let's not be airy fairy about it. There was still segregation, and so there was the white WACS, and there was the African American WACS. That's not what they were called, the Negro WACS. But anyway, so this was a battalion, and they were led by this really fabulous woman. Her name was Charity Adams, and she was a captain in the Army, and she kept being assigned all sorts of really kind of fluff jobs, and she kept asking for other jobs. And so finally, President Roosevelt and Mrs. Roosevelt and Mary McLeod Bethune decided we need to have something for this battalion. And so they got this battalion together. And what was it about? It was a battalion about the mail, MAIL. So when the soldiers don't get mail, when the families don't get mail, it affects their ability to work. It affects their ability, their morale. It really affects everyone. You know, I mean, if you've ever had someone who's been in the military and gone away to war and you couldn't get letters to them or from them and you didn't know what had happened to them, of course it affects your morale. So they open up, they decide to have the Women's Army Corps, the 6888 Battalion. They sent them to the European theater, and they were there from March of 1945 to March of 1946, one whole year. They were their own self-contained unit. They were their own motor pool, their own police, their own mess hall, their own chaplain, and get this, they had their own hair salon also. I mean, this is like beyond belief to me. However, you know, we all know the power of spirit. We all know the power of spirit. Okay, and so they were sent to Birmingham in England, and they lived in a school, a boarding school, which was no longer open, that had no heat. And they figured out in these deplorable working conditions how to get the mail to the troops and how to get the mail back to the people at home. And they came up with this whole specialized system of locator cards. They came up with a system of if someone put a nickname, what part of the country is that nickname from? I mean, really down to the minute things. And they were not expected to be able to do this job. They were given 6 months to do the job. And the commanding officer of their captain said, you can't do this. Women can't do this. And especially Negro women cannot do this. This is women cannot do this. Wax her for filing papers, wax her for driving jeeps. And I want to hold a place of compassion in my heart for that particular belief system at the time. That's what it was at the time. And all those people either learned differently or they made their transition. However, just a little joke in the midst of all this. So they did all these things, okay? And the job that they were to do in 6 months, they did it in 3 months. They got it all done in 3 months. And then they sent them across the channel to Rouen, France, and they did it in France with all the letters and things like that. Letters. And some of the packages had been eaten into. There were rats in all the packages. I mean, they really cleaned it out, cleared it up, got these things all sent out. And then they got to come back home. And of course, when they came back home, they didn't have a hero or heroine's welcome. They just got to come back home. So when I was watching all this, I thought, oh my goodness, Spirit, I know why you had me watch this, because this was absolutely the buoyancy of unseen reality. I mean, these women were buoyant. These women had a lightness about them and a resiliency about them. Yeah. And also, they had the resiliency, I would like to believe, was besides the ability to return to their original form, that they had faith. And what I mean by ability to return to our original form, our original form is the purity of spirit, the knowingness of spirit, the awareness of spirit, knowing that whatever we think about can happen, knowing that whatever word I say, that my words are charged with prospering power, as Catherine Ponder says, that everything could happen. So these women also believed in unseen reality. They believed in blessings coming forth. When they were on that troop ship going over to Europe and throwing up and getting thrown around, and just it was a terrible experience, it appeared to be, they knew that they knew about blessings unfolding as a result of having been a part of this. They weren't quite clear what they were, but they were absolutely sure about those blessings unfolding. And they had faith, 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 faith. So now you're thinking, okay, this is great. Let's talk a little. I'm going to just talk a little bit about faith. And faith is our ability to let go. And by that, I mean our ability to surrender into order, and then disorder, and then reorder. Think about it. Order, disorder, and reorder. Yeah, that's what faith is about in any part of our life. And the resilience part, the building the resilience, is having a long view perspective, like knowing this is not exactly what it looks like. This is not what it looks like in the human realm. This is something else. This is for my growth. This is for my enlightenment. This is for my abundance. It could be all sorts of things. And the thing I've learned about faith is that faith, oh, it develops in the valley, not in the mountaintops. Yeah, yeah, that faith develops for me, like when I feel like I'm pressed up against the wall, that then my faith comes spurting out when I'm pressed against the wall and say, Spirit, would you give a sister a hand? Would you, would you would you ease it up a little? Then that's when it shows up. Like, not that faith isn't with me all the time. However, sometimes in our humanness, that's when faith shows up, and we get to be gentle and tender with ourselves in that knowingness. Yeah. And the other thing about faith is that God is the process by which we live, and faith is the expectancy. Yeah. God is the process by which we live, and faith itself is the expectancy. So, John Lewis, you probably all know about John Lewis. John Lewis has been known to say, the power of faith is transformative. It can be utilized in your own personal life to change your individual condition, and it can be used as a lifeline of spiritual strength. Just think about that. Yeah. Faith can be used as a lifeline of spiritual strength, and it can also be used to change your individual condition. So you might be thinking, okay, we've heard about faith all month. I am immersed in faith. I am faith itself. I am ready for faith to flow through and out of me. And that I get to have, absolutely, well, part of what I am doing here is the buoyancy of unseen reality, that resiliency of the blessings that come forth. So I was being with it last night pretty late because I was watching the movie, and then I was like, okay, Spirit, what's up next? So three ways of being, or three abilities, showed up for me. These are what I call the triad of trust. Spirit calls it that, not Verona, the triad of trust. However, these three things showed up. The first God quality that we get to express is ebullience. I know you're thinking, oh, she so loves words, and maybe I'm not ebullient. However, we all are. We all come that way. We come with it built into us. And what is ebullience? Exuberance, enthusiasm, expression, yet the most important one is overflow. Each of us has the overflow within us of the divine. Each of us has the place, each of us is this place and space where the expansive spaciousness of spirit is wanting to pour out. You know, that Ernest Holmes says this things, God can only do for you what God can do through you. Yeah. Yeah. So each one of us, well, even if you think, I'm just this shy person, I just want to be like this all the time. No, 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 no. I'm saying that the ebullience of the divine is in you someplace, and we each get to activate it. So that's the first practical way we can be. The second one is ethereality. Ethereal and ality, okay? And that is heavenly, celestial, or the upper regions. You know, sometimes when we're in meditation, we say, I'd like my upper self to speak. I'd like my higher self to speak. I want to hear from my higher self. And our higher selves are speaking to us all the time in intuitive conversations. We may or may not be listening. I may or may not identify it. I have to be transparent with you, and you know me well. Sometimes when my higher self is speaking to me and giving me guidance, I sometimes say, I don't want to do it that way. Or, no, it's not going to work that way. However, we all have our higher self that's speaking to us in every form, in every level, all the time. So if we can be ethereal, or be the place of ethereality, we can be the heavenly, celestial, upper self. And I want you to know too that the thing about heavenly, we know this in New Thought Ageless Wisdom. We know this in Unity. We know this in all of our spiritual practices. However, you are the place that heaven has come to earth. Yeah. You and I, we are the places where heaven has come to earth. So being ethereal is snap, because it's already within us. And the third way we can be in this triad of trust is elasticity, which we all know about elasticity, flexibility, and like, because we have elasticity in our clothes now. Thank you, Spirit. We also, elasticity is the ability to recover the original form. This is what I read in the dictionary, upon removal of affecting forces. The affecting forces could be group consciousness. The affecting forces could be beliefs that were put into us a long time ago. It could be all sorts of things, like I just said about listening to my inner voice. It could be my ego saying, we know what's better. Don't do that. Don't be a part of that. So the elasticity of who and what each one of us is, because just like a rubber band, of course, that showed up for me this morning in the shower, the rubber band, if I pull it out and it snaps back, that's just who and what we are. We can stretch ourselves out into all sorts of ways and things and means and opportunities and growths and expansions and whatever challenges. However, the easiest part is to effortlessly allow ourselves to return to the original form of the divine that each one of us is. So I want to give you a quick. I want to be brief and give you an example of where this is happening in my life, using these three, what I call the triad of trust, and they're the three E's too: ebullience, ethereality, and elasticity. You probably, most of you know, my daughter is getting married next year, and she's getting married in another country. And you probably also know, because we know each other well, that I have a former husband, and this openness and vulnerability, I can be with you, my former husband and I, the father of the bride, are not the best of friends. And so it came in my meditation one morning after having read a book. I was reading a fiction book, and in the fiction book, the young man was getting married, and he was concerned not about the wedding. He was concerned about what his parents were going to do to each other or say to each other or act with each other at the wedding, how it would affect his wedding. And I thought, okay, Spirit, you got me to read this little fiction book so that I could take a look within myself. All right. So I slept on it, and the next morning in my meditation, it came up in my meditation. You have a little bit more forgiveness to do, my beloved. And in that forgiveness, you get to be present. You get to have faith. You get to know what showed up for me in this title, the buoyancy of unseen reality. You get to know in faith that this relationship, this yes, this relationship with your former husband, that this is a relationship of love and forgiveness and cordiality and harmony and peace. Peace, 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 peace. And so, by using these three things, and I wasn't really aware of it, this ebullience, the ebullience, of course, was like, the exuberance and enthusiasm of the divine, and also using the ethereality, which was the allowing my higher self to speak, and the elasticity of being flexible and knowing whatever it is I do, I get to come back to the place of love and compassion and peace and harmony. I phoned my former husband, and he was stunned because we don't speak to each other. And I said, I'm phoning you because I'd like us to set a time, or now is the time, for anything, any resentment, any rancor, any unforgiveness that we still have amongst ourselves. I'd like us to be able to talk about it because we produced this gorgeous, wonderful, spectacular being. Spirit produced her, and she came through us. And I'd like her time for her wedding to be pure and filled with harmony and balance and the love that we are, because she got here because of love. So let's talk about this now. Let's discuss anything now. And we ended up having a wonderful, wonderful, spectacularly loving discussion. And I realized, because I used those three E's, the triads of trust, because I allowed myself to be, especially the one of the elasticity. It took, I'm going to be honest, it took the faith of Job for me to have the elasticity in this particular conversation. And I knew that that faith, if it was in Job, it's in me too, because we're all one. So that's the example. And now we are in amicable conversations with one another, and we are not mentioning it to the bride that we did this. We're just going to give her an opportunity to have the experience that anyone would want, to have the experience of faith, to have the experience of floating in faith, to have the experience of the buoyancy of unseen reality, to know that it is all blessings, that it is all good, and it's all God. So I want to challenge you. I want to invite you to use the three E's: ethereality, ebullience, and elasticity in the life of spirit that leads itself as you allow yourself to know that I am faith incarnate, that I am faith making itself known, that I am the buoyancy, I'm the resiliency, I am faith itself. And I'll leave you one more quote about faith, because sometimes you might feel that's easy to do for you, Reverend Verona. That's easy to do this Sunday. But how about way down the week, Thursday, when I run into something that maybe I need faith for? So I found this quote very at the last minute, but it's a wonderful quote for this. It says, "A bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to turn. A bend in the road is not the end in the road unless you fail to turn." And I'd like to add, and turn into faith. And the original quote is from Helen Keller. So I love you all, and I'm knowing that we are absolutely, each one of us, the epitome of the perfection of, and the truth of the buoyancy of unseen reality. Thank you. Love you.
Well, we love you too. So very much. And thank you, Verona, for always bringing your beautiful, authentic self to us, because that is what touches our hearts so deeply and tenderly and inspires us and impacts us. So thank you, beloved, for you. I know I I speak for all of us. Um, such I love so many things that came through you today. And the secular version of faith is resilience, and I really love that. Thank you for just bringing that to our awareness. Neville said faith is loyalty to unseen reality. Oh, I appreciated that because loyalty is a big word. You know, I mean, when we speak of loyalty, I mean, it's full. It's rich. It's carries a lot. And so when we think of being loyal to unseen reality, yeah, that's trust. That's floating. Like, how is this water going to hold me if I relax? Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for so many really poignant pieces for us today. Inquisitiveness minus fear. I like that one too. Yeah, like we talk about this a lot, staying in curiosity, right? Instead of going right to a judgment or even an opinion about right or wrong or something like that. Just saying curious, what if, I that space feels so much lighter and peaceful, and we want to be there. I love order to disorder to reorder. So many beautiful points today. And this faith develops in the valley, not in the mountaintops. Amen. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, mm, you are quite a beauty. Thank you. So there's so many other points and everything I wrote down, and then we talked about. I love your story. Thank you for being so real with us to tell us like it took the faith of Job to make that call. Because sometimes I think it can feel like spiritual leaders or spiritual teachers are somewhere kind of out, like at a distance where you can't really reach where they are, because, as a teacher. And so when we really share, we walk this too. I mean, this is our practice as well. I think that's really where it hits our hearts. So thank you. And I'm so excited about that story, by the way. And for Leah to experience this gift.
Yeah. Thank you. Mhm.
Yeah. Beautiful. Let me check in with our feed and everybody here. I know everybody's feeling what I'm feeling, which is just this excitement bubbling up, inspiration, and just overflowing love um, for you. Let me scroll back here. Thank you, Carol, for always taking such thorough notes. I'm grateful. Um, oh, that's right, the movie. We've covered a lot in this. So Carol says, Christ consciousness is light within. And then Michael J says, amazing movie, experienced every emotion. I know, love it. Um, our original form is the purity of spirit. They knew about blessings unfolding. We're talking about the movie.
Yes.
Growth, faith develops in the valley, not the mountaintops. I like that too. God is the process of which we live. Faith is expectancy. Yes, I wrote that one down too. Faith as a lifeline of spiritual strength, the triad of trust, ambulance, ethereality.
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 Upper regions, listen to our higher self. I really appreciated that reminder too. Yeah. To be in that space of, we already know, we already have the guidance. I like that too, Carol. We are the places heaven comes to earth. Elasticity, return to who we are, truly are. Thank you, thank you. How beautiful, Verona. Jan, Thank you, Dan. Dan says such a powerful, intense, emotional, and glorious truth of buoyancy of unseen reality. I cried, I cheered, I
Mm,
jumped up and down in joy and gratitude. Thank you for your sharing and reminding us that trusting divine order and divine timing and believing that worldly control is only an illusion.
wow.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Mm.
Truly is an illusion, and it's all of our own creation. So what's the quote? Something like, whether we look at it as a something to worry about or something to celebrate, it's all in just how we want to
Yeah.
decide. Mm, I am faith incarnate. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I like that one too. Helen Keller. The bend in the end of the road isn't the end of the road unless you fail to turn. Yeah. Melinda says a very positive and spiritually inspiring message, Verona. I feel faithful that all is well.
Ah, yeah.
Mm, we say yes.
Mhm.
Loyalty to reality, staying in curiosity. Faith is lifting up to our higher self. Jan says yes. Thank you, Carol, for all the notes. Carol says yes. Thank you so very much for sharing your profound story, Verona.
Mm, yes.
Carol says you're welcome. The word elasticity is speaking to me, says Pat.
Mm.
Yeah, and just
Mhm.
what did I write down? Um, I like that sometimes when I say when we hear a return to who we are, it makes me feel like it was gone or lost. So I always just like to come back to like it never it's always there. It's just that we
Yes.
have sometimes some layers and some thoughts and some things
Mhm.
that sort of hide it, yeah, and to really just remember that it's so accessible. It's not far. It's not far away. It's right there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you all for being. Oh my gosh, it's already 18 after. Wow. See, like I'm just been in the space. It's been such a beautiful space. Jennifer says, "Thank you, Reverend Verona, for always bringing us your delightful, authentic, wise self as you share such loving wisdom for all of us to connect with, tune into, and embrace as our divine gift to live." Yeah, and it's really what Verona shared is so vital because a lot of times it is with other people that that loyalty to faith can really enlighten our lives and enlightened and enlighten because it is really in this human form where other humans give us the opportunity to be loyal to unseen reality and the things that can unfold. The more I stay in the middle, the better, Michael J. says. The middle way. Okay, beloveds, we are getting ready. I could just keep chat. You can tell that I could just keep chattering on about this divine soul on the screen with us and her message and all of this talk about faith because I know what a game changer it is to be loyal to unseen reality. So, I want to encourage us as we close this year out and to be in that buoyancy. And thank you, Reverend Verona. We love and appreciate you. We are getting ready to go in 10 minutes, let's say 9 minutes to the workshop. Nourish, hydrate, come back in, invite everybody. The link is in the feed. I'm going to drop it again. It's also on our website, unityinspiredliving.org. We are so blessed by this beautiful being, Reverend Verona Garland. If you feel refreshed, restored, had a great remembering this morning, please consider visiting our giving page on our website, unityinspiredliving.org, and tuning into I think we have ways to give and giving page. And then there's also a QR code right there on the homepage where you can share an energetic exchange with us. And we are so grateful for these contributions because it is how we keep thriving and coming to you. every Sunday morning. So thank you, beloveds. We are so very, very grateful. We are going to close now with our prayer of divine awakening. I have it here, yes, on the screen. And it's our declaration. So let's just hold this to be true in our heart. It's a new day, a beautiful day, a new beginning. I embrace this day with new eyes, an open heart, and expansive mind. I choose my vibrational frequency deliberately and consciously, harmonizing with life's events. Hello, Faith. I am receptive to source energy, divine guidance, and wisdom available to me at all times. I commit to serve unconditional love fully and completely. I move forward in a state of appreciation, an extension of the one magnificent power and presence. I am sovereign, whole, and free, claiming dominion over my life as I go in peace and awaken to my divinity. And so it is. We will see you in just a couple of minutes in the workshop. Sign on, bright ones. Mwah. Blessings. Thank you, Reverend Verona. We love you.